Hello and welcome to the Facing Your Fears, Turning Fear into Courage. Today is chapter 36, The Angel Heart. And the angel heart is very similar to trauma egg, only so different. It's shaped as a heart, and inside you draw each little picture of things that were loving, positive, influential, inspirational, adventuresome, wonderful. People, places, events, situations that made your heart feel good, starting from the very beginning. So like what I've heard, and it's only, I can only know energetically, that my dad was so excited when they had a girl after my brother, and it was me, that he went out and bought a convertible and was so like taking me all over the place or whatever. So that would be my first probably drawing in the heart, would be my dad feeling happy, his heart maybe being, bigger, and the being in a convertible. And probably I'd also put in that I knew my older brother really loved me, and that things had settled down in the world, and there were some good things going on. And as I would go through my life, sometimes the things we drew from the trauma egg also brought some good things from it. And so as I think about my younger brother being born and how much I loved him and how much fun we had our whole lives, he was only a year younger. Having him in my life really lit up my life. And my older brother was really good because he would teach us really fun games to play, and bring the neighborhood together. To In Michigan, he would freeze the backyard and we'd go ice skating in the wintertime in the backyard on hockey skates that are so hard to they're so hard to skate on. But he really taught me to be strong. I mean, I'll tell you one thing that was very funny, and you'd think it would be trauma, but this is something I loved and thought was adventuresome. He used to build forts in the snow by just caving out under like 6 feet of snow or whatever, a little cave. And then because I was the smallest, he would say, Janet, you go in first. And then all of his friends would come in afterwards. And so it would block any exit. So if I ever have to get an MRI or anything where you go in a tunnel, it's no big deal. I was buried under the snow, which if it had caved in, that would have been the end. But I didn't know that. I trusted my big brother, and I just thought it was fun that he lets me go first. So you can find those things if you start to let those wonderful childhood memories come in. And again, I would do it in a list of things, of people that may have said something to you. I have a first grade teacher that I'll never forget. And if there is something, which I believe there is something after this, I will thank her for how sweet she was to me in first grade, because I was very sensitive. And there are neighbors and friends that I had. We moved around a lot. So as we moved from place to place, these people really opened up my heart, opened up my sense of adventure, opened up life and this world for me. And so you'd want to include people that touched your heart in these pictures by drawing a picture, maybe putting an initial, or even if you want to put a name in each little spot in the heart. And again, I would make this a really big cardboard where you can do each one and really spend time with it. And I used to do it, when I do it, I do like from year 1 or 0 to 10. And I'd fill that up with all I wanted to do, and then 10 to 20. And some of you only have a few decades, but some of us have a whole lot of decades. And so I could only take a few at a time, probably one at a time, because there is a lot you want to recognize and give yourself credit for the wonderful things that have come in your life. A lot of us have gone to amazing places in the world, and in our travels meet people that, again, were significant and wonderful. I think we've made it through things that we've challenged our bodies to go through. We've had healers or doctors or nurses that have helped us at times when maybe things looked frightening, but we made it through. And then if you just think of aunts and cousins and people that are in your life right now, nieces, nephews, grandchildren, all the people that have added into your life. And if I did it now, I would do something of pre-birth, of I know so much more about my ancestors because of my relatives who have kept really good track of these people and know our genealogy. And I would send them so much gratitude. I have some that I never met, but I know their story, and it gives me such a feeling of strength and peace to know that I come from their genetic background and that a part of them continues on in all of us from our ancestors. And how cool is that? I know some of us had some ancestors that might have had a darker side, but I think we're all trying to do the best we can and to honor the people who went before us. I was listening to a podcast where they're saying, it looks like things are tough on the world and the planet right now, but our relatives and ancestors got through World War I, World War II, before that, the Civil War, or maybe wars over in Europe or in other countries that may still be at war. And we have their strength. We have their genetic makeup. We can keep going when things look challenging. And they are challenging because we're just in a time that things are changing very rapidly. So this whole angel heart ends up with such a state of gratitude. When you share that with somebody, all the beautiful, wonderful experiences you've had, if you have a therapist or a friend, make that like a Saturday. Let's do this exercise and share it with one another so that our vibrational level goes up and we feel happier, more hopeful, more excited about today, tomorrow, this moment, and the time to come. And it triggers more things that you probably want to add into your life, more connections, more experiences, more adventures, and probably more happiness and joy. So that's it, the angel heart. Thank you so much for joining us today. It's chapter 36, Facing Your Fears, Turning Fear into Courage. Thank you.